And how do we move it forward? I think there's a magic word that I very rarely hear. I hear all kinds of words, from the word occupation to the word peace. There is one word that I think is the word of health. That word is clarity. We have to deal with clarity. Clarity means Israel has clarity on what its borders are. It means that the enemies of Israel will know with clarity what we will do if they mess with us. Clarity means that Arabs that want to live in Israel, that are pro-Israel, non-jihadist Arabs, understand what their rights are, what their obligations are. It means that there's no weird deals for different kinds of people, that there is clarity. Somebody just wrote, is it peace through clarity? 1 second. Is it peace through clarity? It's strength through clarity, and strength leads to peace. Okay, clarity means that we don't, for example, and this David Friedman, Ambassador David Friedman, told me very correctly, he said to me, Yishai, Israel is over 70 years old, and it's not clear what its borders are. Stephen says the magic word is normalization. Well, that's not the point that I'm getting through yet right now. And Mr. Cheddar says peace through strength. But guys, just give me a second here to put out a different word here. And that word is that Israel's got to be clear about what its land is, what its borders are, how it will treat the non-Jews that live in this land, the minorities that live in this land. Clarity means that people understand our goal. I'll give you an example. Gaza. Has there been clarity about what Israel intends to do in Gaza? No. It has not said very clearly.
Well, there's defeat Hamas. That is one of the goals.
Right. Okay. So that is a,
and bring back the hostages. Those
right,
are the goals that have been stated.
Exactly. Those are tactical, short-term goals. But how do you intend to control that land? Who is going to be the sovereign? What are going to be the rights of the peoples living there? That's a strategic vision for the future. That basically, what do you want? How do you see the end game? And that is exactly what needs to be clarified, needs to be spoken with clarity. People don't understand what Israel intends to do because it hasn't said it exactly. You want to beat these bad guys, but who's going to rule? These bad guys have been the ones ruling Gaza, so who's going to be ruling? So when you speak with clarity, people start to understand what you want, and they start to come around because what you're talking about makes sense. It's common sense. It's healthy. It's Middle Eastern. It's religious. It's all the things that the Middle East is. And so, or I'll give you another example, which is the Temple Mount. Like, well, which one is it? Is it what Pete Hegseth said? Do we want a third temple, or do we want to accommodate the Muslim structure up there? Well, speak in clarity. Say what you really want. Say what you really want. Do you want to? There are still Jews in Israel and America that want a two-state solution. Do we want that, or do we want sovereignty? So it's one or the other. It has to be spoken of in clarity and in decisiveness. And when you have that decisiveness and the clarity, people start to come around to your consciousness, and they understand it. And all the players start to understand what you want. And that is something that's very lacking. So let's pray to God for a little bit of, not a little bit, but a lot of bit of clarity. And I think, Malkah, that what you were saying before is no way that you're going to bond with the Trump administration on a robust policy if you don't have clarity. You need clarity. You need clarity. And our friend Alana says, one state. Sure, absolutely, one state. But say where that state is going to be. What are the rules for the people inside the state? There's literally no constitution for the state of Israel, even if you want to say the Torah is the constitution, but be like, okay, declare that, whatever you want. But just speak with a type of clarity so people can understand exactly what you're willing to do. For example, I heard the Jordanian foreign minister, and he's like, well, Israel's a failure. It wanted to be a secular state and all kinds of things, but it's not a secular state anymore. That's what I'm saying. We need to have, for example, is this the Jewish state? Is it a national state that favors Jewish people? Well, yes. But then it has these other values that it says, well, you know, do you want total equality for minorities? You have to speak it out and make it clear for people. And if you do that, and people, I find, and when I give speeches, people they're like, I don't know if I like you or what you're saying, but you're speaking to me in clarity. You're giving me a total vision.
Yishai, I don't know if it's pushed back or so much as discuss out this concept of clarity, because it's not like we have a prime minister that's like a bumbling fool, and if only he would say clearly what he means, then this would all be so much better. It's like the Jews have a plan, but we don't know, all the rest of us, we don't know what it is. The clarity is not something that we have to speak out. The clarity is something that we have to have inside. And that's the major problem. The major problem is that the Jewish people,
I think that's what I meant. Meaning,
have not gotten together on what their goals are.
Right. That is what I meant.
Not the war goals. It's like the Jewish.
Yeah. What do you like? Okay.
End game.
For let's take a simple one. Let's take a really simple one. Look, it's so simple, and yet, like when you say it, people's heads pop off. Do we have a goal of resettling Gaza? Well, I think that we have a goal of a military control, and then a civilian resettlement plan with Arab minorities that are pro-Israel continuing to live there as residents of Israel. I know what the status of who I accept as residents. I know that I want Israel to that Gaza is part of the Israeli map. I am willing to govern other peoples, and I think we can do that. And I think that Gaza should be Israel militarily and civilly
because
it's our land, and because that will
Gaza
bring security.
Is the land of Israel, and
because
the land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people.
That's
It's like once you can say the most basic stuff, then you can come up with the plan on how to carry that out, how to make it so that worked. We need to be able to say the first sentence, which is Gaza is the land of Israel, and the land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people. And now here's our plan for making it so that this is the kind of country we want, understanding that value.